And hey, if you're watching live or you're watching a replay, can you hashtag that down below? Maybe let me know where you're at. It's Bob Ferngren, and I'm back with another 8-minute video on network marketing, but probably also on life. So today I'm thinking, okay, there's a lot of people put a lot of effort into, let's say, our business, network marketing. They're doing things like attending the meetings, reaching out to people. They may even be following through and following up. If they actually get someone, I think most people do a good job coaching their customers, clients, whatever you might call it in your company. But most people don't really achieve their goals. Now, this isn't condemning network marketing at all. As a matter of fact, it may be the purest form of business. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's certainly word of mouth. So that means it has high credibility behind it. In other words, people don't put their stamp of approval on something and recommend it if they think it's crappy. I mean, that's pretty self evident, I suppose. But also, here's something else to think about network marketing: companies don't last unless their products work. Let me repeat that again. Companies do not last. There is no silver tongued person that's so gifted that could be lifting up, a poor product line. It won't happen. So, one of the things I would encourage you and reassure you is that network marketing products typically are above what's out there available on the shelves. So, we know it's not the products, it's typically not the company, it's not the pay plan. It's really that person in the mirror is why most people don't make it. And I spend too much time thinking about why most people don't make it, because I have this big heart. I want to help people. My dream is breakthrough. And whatever it is you're trying to be successful, I love to see people, have breakthrough. The way I describe it to people is, oh, they're now on our side of the fence. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of people on the other side of the fence. And there's a lot of groups on the other side of the fence. They would never, ever, ever do network marketing, all the way to they look through the fence and they see the people that have stuck and stayed and have success, and they want it. They just don't want to work for it, whatever that work entails in whatever network marketing company. And then there's most people. Most people are actually on top of the fence. They're actually sitting on top of the fence. They don't want to take their foot off the boat, and they don't want to take their foot off the dock. It's like they're afraid to immerse themselves all the way. I mean, like, go all the way. Now, all the way doesn't mean time. It means commitment and consistency. It does not mean tons of time. Let's get that out of your mind. That's an excuse, a lie you tell yourself. I don't have time to do network marketing. So there's all these fence sitters that I'm always concerned. I'm not concerned with the people who are on our side of the fence. Not concerned, because they get it, and it's up to them. Now they get it, they know, follow the system, I'll eventually get results, and this will pay off for me, and I'll help a lot of people. People on the right side of the fence, if it's all, the only thing that's left is the accelerator. How fast do they want to go? They want to go slow, that's okay. They want to go medium, that's okay. They want to go super fast, that's okay. But if you're on the right, if you've already stepped all the way over with commitment and consistency, great. It's those people on the fence. The people on the fence. I love helping get people off the fence and get them on our side all the way and keep their foot off the. You know what happens if you have your foot on the dock and your foot on the boat. If you're going in the water, not a good place to be. It's much better to be. What does Jesus say? It's better to be hot or cold. Lukewarm. I just want to spit you out of my mouth. So all of that is kind of the way I look at it. So I really am always trying to, like I talk about, we've just come up with a hack in our business that I've talked to you about before, but we're kind of really zeroing in on it. It's making a huge difference for people. So I'm always like, what can I do to help break through? What can I do to help break through? Well, this came to me today. It's accountability. Now, you need to understand this, okay? The vast majority of people can't hold themselves accountable. Let me change that word. Don't hold themselves accountable, meaning they've said they want something, they have a strong reason for wanting something like a goal, a dream, or a bunch of goals. They actually have a huge purpose for achieving that, whatever that might be. They understand the system, right? They maybe even put some effort into the system, but at best, results are sporadic. At worst, it peters out, and they'll disappear. They don't. No one really quits. No one turns in their distributorship. They just stop doing anything. They kind of ghost themselves, if you will. So why is that? It's an accountability issue. So there's only two choices. There's really only two choices. Either A, you've got to hold yourself accountable to what you've said you want and doing the work to accomplish it. Like, you have to check in with yourself. You have to have rewards and um, consequences. We know the consequences of not doing the work. You don't get paid. But you also need to have kind of rewards for yourself, like, hey, you're doing good, you're doing the work. That's what an accountability coach does, right? So that's like the 5%. Now, everyone can get into the 5%. Not all will. Don't ask me why. That's not my world. Some will, some won't, whatever. So if you can't hold yourself accountable, you've got to have an accountability partner. If you cannot hold yourself accountable while you're learning to hold yourself accountable, see, ultimately, you got to hold yourself accountable. You got to go all the way adulting. You got to go to the where the professionals live. This is an entrepreneurial venture. You're not an employee. For you to make it, whatever make it is for you, the person in the mirror is the person you're holding accountable to your activities and to your results. But if you're not there, like you want this to work, like really bad, you need this to work, and all the other reasons, the culture, the products, the people, the leadership, you want to be a part of this, but you struggle to get results, you struggle to be consistent, you're struggling with your commitment, but you want all that, then you've got to find someone to hold you accountable. Now, that could be your upline. In many cases, it is. In many cases, for whatever reasons, we start having problems with our upline after we decided that we want to join that person. That happens. Listen, don't freak out. Stuff happens. It could be anybody. It could be your cross line. It could even be your downline. Like, you bring your best friend into this, and they could have come in before you, or you could come in before them. But you agree, we're going to do this together. We're going to hold each other accountable. It was about 30 years ago, and I've had mentors. Oh my gosh, I was a big deal in the corporate world for a while. So you have all sorts of coaches, and you have outside companies that you go to, and I mean, at the high C-level jobs. I mean, if you're gamed up, and I was in big companies, I was in small companies too. You're in this constant feedback situation as a CEO, constant. Like, I mean, the head of HR, I told him to hold me accountable for the things that related to his part. The head of marketing, listen, hold me accountable. Once we've agreed on a marketing strategy, then I have to be the voice of that, right? As the CEO or the president. So I've understood accountability, but for most people, they look at accountability as a negative. Here's how I look at it, and write this down. Accountability equals results. The quick lesson I learned decades ago Consequences are different than accountability. Accountability means job done, results attained. Consequences are a different. Consequences are on the way to get this 178 pounds of twisted steel tighter and tighter in the gym. Um, if your results are not where you want them to be, one, look at yourself. Are you able to hold yourself accountable for the activities and the results that you claim that you want to achieve? If you are and you're not getting results, put a little bit more heat under your rear end. If that's not your thing yet, if you haven't grown into that type of a role yet, then you got to have an accountability partner. There's no other way. Without accountability,